Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So before I dive into this content, I want to thank each and every one of you for this continuous support. And also guys, let's keep destroying that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So now starting this year in a daily time frame, yesterday I made it very clear. Around this price range of 40,000, the price of Bitcoin has some extremely strong support lying around, and after that we could see some sort of a relief rally type of scenario playing out. And yesterday when the price of Bitcoin dipped below this 40,000 range, you can see buyers stepped in, and now we are seeing this small relief rally type of scenario playing out because right now the price is holding its ground around this 42,000 range. So now the question here is this going to be an actual movement where the price of Bitcoin is going to get gravitated around this upper line area of the descending channel, or also the upper line area of this falling wedge? Because when the price of Bitcoin tested the lower line area of this falling wedge, we actually managed to find support, and now we are also seeing this relief rally type of scenario. So is this relief rally going to continue at least towards this 44,000 range before choosing a trend direction, or is this more likely going to be a consolidation and then again continue this movement here to the downside? I will be showing you this exact movement here in today's video, because yesterday on my video I mentioned this, that around 40,000 from this central line of this descending channel we have a strong support, lower line area of this falling wedge around 40,000 we have a strong support, and also if you are aware, I showed you this head and shoulder formation. Even though this head and shoulder is a bearish scenario, in the past Bitcoin price action it actually fooled most of us, because you can see after forming this perfect head and shoulder, right, the price was still finding support at the neckline area, but it actually started breaking here to the upside. And this exact scenario right now could also be playing out. So that's why we knew the price of Bitcoin could be finding a strong support, and this could play out just like here from past Bitcoin price action. And now I see many people also talking about this one scenario. So that is the reason here in a daily time frame the price of Bitcoin is not allowed to close below this 40,000 if the bulls want to show any sort of a sign that they are still in control. Otherwise guys, this is going to be a beginning of a new trend from here into the downward direction. And I will be also showing you the reason why, because if you are aware, right, yesterday I showed you this right angle broadening wedge, and according to this right angle broadening wedge I showed you two different examples. One here which looks more like this, because many are saying, hey Anup, this right angle broadening wedge, the lower line has already been broken, and now the price is retesting the same line which previously acted as a support. You can see, right, the same line is acting as a resistance. So that's why in the immediate short term, if the price of Bitcoin wants to show any sort of a movement, then we have to flip this resistance into support, because if we do that, then we will be re-entering this right angle broadening wedge where the price of Bitcoin could actually see this relief rally around this 44,000 range in a immediate short term. But if you look at this in a bit different way, no problem. At another trend line, look at this as an actual right angle broadening wedge where the price is finding support at this lower line area. So that's why guys, for us it's very important that price of Bitcoin breaks out of this important line of resistance which is holding the price around this 42,700 42,600 range. If we do flip this resistance into support, right, then as I've already said you, we will be expecting this relief rally to continue, because in a smaller time frame, if I show you the price movement around this range, which is also indicating the price of Bitcoin must break this resistance around this 42,700 range at any cost. Let me show you here. So now what we are going to do, we are going to look at this in a 4-hour time frame and simply use this parallel channel scenario. Why? Because we are aware whenever the price of Bitcoin has started this consolidation and price has failed to break out of this resistance line, you can see here the upper line was an extremely important line of resistance, lower line acted as a support, right? You can see that very clearly. But once the support got broken, we started this new downtrend. Again, similar scenario could be unfolding right now for Bitcoin. I mean more of a consolidation, right? So that's why now, if this is going to be a pretty similar scenario just like here from past Bitcoin price action, then we have to be extremely careful, because in that case the price of Bitcoin is not allowed to close below this lower line area of this parallel channel, because the upper line here is just like here from past Bitcoin price action, acting as a resistance, resistance, resistance. Lower line is again acting as a strong line of support, support, support. So that's why now you can see if the price of Bitcoin is going to break this support around this 40,000 range, then we could again start this new trend here to the downside. But if the price wants to show an actual relief rally type of scenario here in the immediate short term, this resistance line must be flipped into support, because if we do manage to flip this resistance into support, then you can see we could be starting this new movement where the price is also going to break out of this lower line area of this right angle broadening wedge, right, and continue this relief rally at least towards this upper line area of this falling wedge and also upper line area of this descending channel. And also guys, let's think, why should the price of Bitcoin see this relief rally? What must be the reason beside this support from the descending channel, the center line, also the lower line area of this falling wedge, right, and also the lower line support from this right angle broadening wedge? If you are aware, you know I have talked about this price movement in a weekly time frame using this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, because according to this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, let's only focus on the price movement when the trend was heading here to the upside. I mean, whenever we have seen this uptrend, right, what has happened, and in a downtrend, what has usually happened. So in an uptrend, you can see whenever the price of Bitcoin loses the support from this green line, which is the 38.20 Fibonacci line, it gets retraced around this 23.61 Fibonacci line, and then after that we continue this rally here to the upside, right? In an uptrend, you can see we came here, tested the 23.61 Fibonacci line, continue this rally here to the upside. Again, similar scenario, we had this correction, price failed to find support at this 38.20, came to test this 23.61 Fibonacci level, found support, and then started this move here to the upside. And now, if this is going to be an uptrend, if we are still in an uptrend, then this 23.61 Fibonacci line must hold the price at any cost, because if this is going to be a support and we are still in uptrend, this could be the beginning of a new move here to the upside. But if this is also going to fail to hold the price, and if it's an actual downtrend, then you can see in an actual downtrend, the orange line or this 23.61 Fibonacci line will not hold the price, and after that we will also test the lower line area of this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. You can see price tested the orange line, also failed to find support at that range. After that, we tested the lower line area of this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. Here, similar scenario, failed to find support at this orange line, 23.61 Fibonacci level, and came and tested the bottom line of this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. So that is the reason for us. It's very, very important that we remain above this 40,000 range, because that is also a support from this 23.61 Fibonacci level, because breaking that, you can see, will clearly indicate a movement where the price of Bitcoin could be getting gravitated towards the bottom line, and in that case we could be again approaching towards this 30,000 to 20,000 range, and this is not what we want to see. So these are some of the interesting scenario I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.